Hey guys, Steven here and welcome back to another Chinese smartphone review, and today we're going to have a look at the UMI Fair. So the UMI Fair is a low budget phone from China, retails below €100, so currently for €80 on efoxshop.com, and yeah, it's a very basic phone but with pretty nice build quality and a fingerprint scanner. So I would say let's get directly started and let's have a closer look at the specs of the UMI Fair. So guys, here are the specs of the UMI Fair, and while it's a low budget phone, please don't mix it up with the Fair phone. So two different concepts. The Fair phone is a modular smartphone, which we're also going to review in the future, and this is the UMI Fair, just a cheap China phone. So well, it comes with a 5-inch HD resolution display. It should be IPS, but not the best panel. So viewing angles could definitely look better, and colors, yeah, they're quite okay. The chipset, it's the MTK6735 quad-core, but it's only clocked at 1 GHz, which results in a quite low performance. It comes with 1 GB of RAM plus 8 GB of ROM, so very basic, and 30 megapixel rear camera, which is interpolated I guess from 8 or something like that, and a 2 megapixel front facing camera. It runs Android 5.1 straight off the box, and it comes with a 2000 mAh battery. So well, regarding the battery capacity, I think it's less than 2000. I've also measured it and not really sure if it's really 2000. And I have to say, they somehow said online that they just mixed up the battery and it's 1900. Now I can't really tell you how much it is exactly, but I will show you my measurements just in a second. Okay, it also supports the FDD-LTE band B20, so LTE in Germany shouldn't be a problem at all. And now let's go and let me show you what you can find inside of the small box here. So well, the box is very small and there are not many accessories included, but well, the price is very cheap, so you should expect that. So it comes with a micro USB charging cable. Now I think I mixed it up, so I can't find the original one, but you can check it out in my unboxing. And here we have the charger. And well, the charger, it's 5 volts and 1 amp. Now the charging time is quite okay because the battery is small. The battery is only 2000 mAh, so you should be able to charge it in around 2 hours. But well, also the phone itself, it only accepts like 800 milliamps, so 0.8 amps of charging current. This is what I've measured. So the charging time is really not the fastest one, but it's okay for a low budget phone like this one here. Charger looks okay, could be better, but well, you can replace it anytime with any charger you have at home. It's normal micro USB and absolutely nothing special. Now ladies and gentlemen, here's the UMI Fair, and let me give you a quick introduction on the smartphone, so a quick walkthrough. And yeah, the first feeling here in my hands was okay for an €80 phone. It has some really decent build quality. Now while the back cover bends here a little bit around the fingerprint scanner, not really the best quality, but here the frame and everything, I mean for an €80 phone, this is below €100. It feels really good. So well, that's the white version, and at the first look, yeah, as always, a black bar around the display. So yeah, they want to make it look bezel-less. Yeah, with a black wallpaper it almost looks like it would be bezel-less, but honestly I have to say, maybe change the black bar to a white bar to give it some unique look and not something like, yeah, which looks like a frame here around the display. It doesn't look so nice, but it's just design. Okay, so the display itself, it's 720p HD resolution, and yeah, the brightness is okay. I had no problems to read it outside, but it changes the color a little bit, just a little bit. Sometimes the color tone changes from cool to warm. And it's just like on the Ulefone B Touch first generation, so look quite similar, not the best IPS panel, but colors, yeah, are looking okay if you look straight onto the display, and also brightness is okay, and the sharpness on 5 inches HD resolution is also nothing bad. Okay, we have here software buttons, as you can see. There are no capacitive touch buttons. Now on the UMI Ion, I think there were capacitive touch buttons hidden, which you could activate by software, but I guess there are no on the UMI Fair. But well, I don't really like software touch buttons, so this is something which is not so good. Now at the top, we have the front-facing camera, which is, by the way, only 2 megapixels. Then here we have light and proximity sensor. In the middle of the earpiece, I did some calls, really okay quality, and there is no notification LED, so this is a no-go for me. A notification LED almost costs nothing, so yeah, would be very easy to include it. So yeah, that's something I really miss here on the UMI Fair. Now the backside, we have here some plastic back cover. It feels really smooth, so the material used is definitely nice, but it bends here a little bit around the fingerprint scanner, and somehow this gives it a bad feeling when you use the scanner. It feels really cheap, but well, the phone is €80. At the bottom we have the UMI logo, designed by UMI in China, blah blah blah, and the speaker grid, so it's a single speaker. Here we have the 13 megapixel camera, but I have to say it looks worse than 13 megapixels, so probably some old Sony sensor, some old sensor, OmniVision maybe, I'm not really sure, interpolated to 13. Okay, here we have the dual LED flash with some kind of lens or plastic spreader in the back cover, and yeah, that's it. Back cover is removable, and you can also detach the battery. But before we do that, let's have a look at the frame. So here on the left side of the frame, you can just see the metal frame, and I have to say the build quality very nice. So feels really good and feels quite robust for an €80 phone. On the opposite side, we have the buttons. Now they are a little bit loose, so they're sliding up and down, like half a millimeter up and down. Nothing serious, but I just don't like the feeling if buttons are a little bit loose. Now the power button, as you can see, it's really responsive. So there you go, you can press it really fast and it works. And also the volume button, volume up, volume down, works here really good. Single button, and they're made out of metal, so that's very nice on an €80 phone. At the bottom, you see the back cover is not really closed, but we have here the micro USB port, and we have here a little hole, which is the bottom microphone for doing calls. At the top we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, and the quality of it was really okay, nothing to worry about. Okay, then let's remove the back cover. You can do it here at the bottom side, at the back side here on the left bottom side, and just go in there with your fingernail and peel off the back cover. And fits really good. There is nothing here inside, no NFC antenna, no wireless charging, so well, it's a low budget phone. We have here the battery itself. Let's remove it, and you see it's very thin. So also regarding the size, I think it's not 2000 milliamp hours, so something like 1800 to 1900, but there was nothing on the sticker here actually, or I don't remember anymore. I mean, we can quickly remove it, so I can show you if there's something under the sticker, but I guess nope. Oh well, yeah, there is something. 1900 milliamp hours. So well, so this is the proof. Actually, I forgot to check this with my unboxing video, but the battery capacity is not 2000, it's 1900. But I've measured it, and my measurement results were something like something between 1800 and 1900. Here you can see the smartphone from the inside without the battery. So here we have the SIM card slots, micro SIM, SIM 1 and SIM 2, also micro SIM, and here we have the micro SD card slot. My 64GB SD card works like a charm, no issues. Here the LEDs, antennas, at the bottom here the speaker. Well, the build quality looks really cheap, but the phone itself, it doesn't really bend a lot. It's a plastic body with that metal frame here around it, and it's some really decent quality, so really not too bad for the cheap price. Then now let me reattach the battery, the back cover, and then I would say let's quickly put it here on my scale, and there we go. So let's check out the weight of the smartphone, and it's a 5-inch smartphone, and it weighs 160 grams. So this is actually quite a lot because the battery is really thin for a 5-inch smartphone, so most of them are like 150 and have a bigger battery. But well, it's also quite massive, so that metal frame here gives it some really nice stability. We have in the backside the fingerprint scanner, which is also nice, and yeah, for €80 it looks like pretty good build quality. But now I want to start it and check out with you Android and all the features to see if this is really worth it or not. So here's the result of my battery measurements, and well, the maximum charging current I could monitor was 0.85 amps. This is really not a lot, and the charging time, well, it's around 2 hours. Now here you can see the capacity. So it's 1674 milliamp hours, but this at 5 volts. For sure we have to calculate that into watt hours. So multiply it with the voltage of around 5 volts divided by the battery voltage, and then multiply it with the efficiency of the charging circuit, because you know it measures just the milliamps flowing through, but this is before the charging circuit. So well, if you just multiply it with an efficiency of 0.8 after you have just calculated that into watt hours, then you end up with around, I would say, 1800 to 1900 milliamp hours. And well, this is a bit less than the advertised capacity. Now you know that kind of measurement is not accurate, but I guess the battery capacity is around 1900 milliamp hours. I can't really tell you, but well, you will see my Geekbench battery test anyway. Here's also the result of the Geekbench free battery test, and I managed to get almost 6 hours, but with completely dimmed screen. I have to say, from my experience with the smartphone, I was able to get 3.5 hours of on-screen time with, display brightness and automatic settings. And it's okay, it will get you through the day probably, but well, you won't get 2 days of battery lifetime or whatever, even though it's a low power SoC, but the battery capacity of only 1900 mAh is really not a lot, and yeah, it's enough for a day, but not really much more. Well guys, we're now here in Android 5.1 on the UMI Fair, and I have to say it's very close to stock and a pretty clean ROM, so just a little bit of customization, like here the UMI logo, but that's basically it. We can quickly go to the settings to go here to About the Phone and check out here the Android version. But as you can see also in the UI, so the effects and transmission, it's really a little bit laggy. Here you can see it's Android version 5.1, and here we have the lollipop, so here's the Easter egg, and this is definitely the latest version so far. Well, I don't like the on-screen buttons here too much. Yeah, this is something which is really annoying for me. At the top we have wireless update, but so far there was no wireless update until the unboxing. I'm still stuck here with the UMI Fair version 3.01. But yeah, it's a low budget phone, so I think they won't release a lot of updates for this one. Let's talk a little bit about Wi-Fi. Now Wi-Fi works really good, so also dual band works, so here's my 5 GHz Wi-Fi, and here's the Wi-Fi of my neighbor. So as you can see, Wi-Fi looks still very good, and here, yeah, so we have to enter my code, but actually I'm connected to 2.4 GHz right now, and I get a good signal strength and 65 Mbits. So I have to say with Wi-Fi I had absolutely no issues here on the UMI Fair, so that's pretty good. Bluetooth was also working very good. I was connected to my car radio and key finder, and yeah, I have to say I had no problems to stream music over Bluetooth. Regarding Hotnot, I have to say I haven't tested it, but Hotnot usually works very good. It allows data exchange when the screen touches another device's screen, and it's like NFC, but only works between MTK devices, which also support Hotnot. So actually a kind of useless feature, but well, nice to have. And yeah, that's basically everything here inside, so there's no NFC. Here we have the display settings, here we have mirror vision but no sensor calibration. Here the storage, my 64GB SD card works pretty fine. And here the UMI Fair. So well, the total space it's 8GB, but well, you just have around 3.5GB usable, so get yourself an SD card, it's really worth it, because the internal storage is very small. Regarding the battery, I already told you 3.5 hours on-screen time, and yeah, it's not the best, but for casual users it should get you through the day. Here we have apps running in the background, so let's check this out, and there we go. So regarding the running apps, we have only 1GB of RAM, which is really not a lot, so you see everything takes a little bit of time. And 50% of the RAM is used, so actually a little bit less, so around 400 megabytes are used by the ROM, and you have 550 megabytes of free RAM for apps and games. The ROM itself is very clean, so at least we have good customization, and 1GB of RAM is just a pain in the ass, I really have to say that. Sometimes applications just lock up, and it's not so nice. Okay, we have gesture sensing, and yeah, basically in the gallery you can move the photos in the gallery, you can take pictures in the camera with gestures. Yeah, you can just browse the pages on the home screen. You can basically also answer calls, so pick up calls, FM radio, nothing special in here. We have Smart Wake, and it's double tap to wake up, so it's inside of the ROM. We have off-screen gestures, like you can draw a C to awake with the camera, E for the browser, whatever you want to. Actually, I haven't used it. We have here the fingerprint, and yeah, my pin is always 1234, just that you know it. And here you can see the settings, so you can register up to 5 fingerprints, and I have to say the fingerprint scanner works really good. But you need to register your fingerprint more often than once. And yeah, there is a little bit of delay if you try to unlock with the fingerprint, so if I put my finger now on the scanner, you see it takes like 3 or 4 seconds to unlock, and this is really annoying because it takes just so much time. And this time I could just draw my pattern, and you see, I will now put my finger on there. 1, yeah, okay, now it was kind of fast. It's really strange, sometimes it really takes a lot of time, sometimes it's a little bit faster, and yeah. In order to get your fingerprint always detected, you have to register it at least 2 or 3 times. There are some people who said the fingerprint is working like shit, so it's not working at all or whatever. But if you register your fingerprint more often, and if you do it correctly, like also move your finger and try the fingertips, then it works really good. But there is some delay, and it's kind of slow, and yeah, it's like 70% hit miss. Okay, that's regarding the fingerprint. And we have it here in the settings, and you can register up to 5 fingerprints and also have an alternative code. Okay, language and input, so let's check this out. And here you can see the display languages. So it's not the full 8-bit language pack, some things here are missing, but still most of the languages are in here, as you can see, so you can have a look at them right now. And I have to say, German is here inside, English, so I'm happy with that. Okay, then let's go back here. Yeah, that's it, everything here in the settings. We can have a look at the Android status bar, as always, notifications, and here the quick toggles. Display is now maximum brightness, had no problems to read it outside. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, yeah. 3G, GPS, hotnot, data connection, that's good. We can also do a quick call, so I can tell you something about the call quality, and there we go, 147. And you see also the keyboard here lags a little bit. So this is really annoying if you try to type faster and the phone is lagging behind and then you miss letters or whatever, and this is really annoying. I can't really type fast on the smartphone because sometimes it's just lagging. Okay, then let's try to call this number, and there we go. And yeah, here's the speaker. Speaker regarding the loudness is really quite okay, but the clarity could be a little bit better, and there is really absolutely no bass. So the speaker does the job, it gets the job done, but it's nothing special. Now the sensor also works really good, so you see also here like 4 centimeters shots of the display, very very nice. Oh fuck, somebody picked up the hotline. Yeah, and yeah, the sensors are working, that's something I wanted to say, and the speaker, it's average and does the job. Okay, then let's go here to the menu. So we're now here in the menu, and you see there's not really much pre-installed, so just one page of apps, and then I've just installed all my games and benchmark applications. Okay, we can have a look here at the first important application, this is the camera. Now to test the camera, I would say let's go quickly outside and let's do a quick camera test here on the UMI Fair. But as you can see, some applications just do lock up or just take a lot of time to load because the chipset is very slow and we only have 1 GB of RAM. So ladies and gentlemen, we're now here outside in my garden to do a quick camera test. Well, here you can see the camera in preview, and you see a little bit of distortion or lag when you move the camera in preview, so it's a little bit slow. Same goes for the focus, so you see it really takes a lot of time to actually focus. So if you're used to laser autofocus from the OnePlus 2 whatever, I mean you really feel that it's slow, but for a casual user it's probably very okay. But if you want to take fast shots, and yeah, also fast shots without any distortion or shaky pictures, then yeah, you probably should get another smartphone. On the left side we have as always different modes, face beauty mode, panorama mode, well not really the best, but we can have a look here at the settings of the rear camera. Here we have the usual stuff, so everything you can find in the MTK camera app. And here we have the picture size, which is 13 megapixels, and this also in full screen. In standard 4:3 it is also 13, but well, probably interpolated. We can have a look here at the video mode, and here you can see video quality set to fine. This will give you then also 16:9 recording. Haven't used electronic image stabilization because the camera is kind of low, so also useless. Okay, let's switch to the front-facing camera. Now, well, it's kind of zoomed in as you can see, but if you switch to video mode, it zooms a little bit out, so I can get more here on the picture of my head, but it still looks kind of bad, and if you check it out on the computer, it's also really blurry. Now, it will get the job done for selfies if you have really a lot of light, but really don't expect too much from it. It's really a low-budget phone, and you also notice that if you have a look at the cameras. If you go here to the settings, then here you can see that the picture size is here on 1 megapixel in full screen, and if we switch it to 4:3, you actually have 2 megapixels. So really guys, from a front-facing camera don't expect too much. Here you can see it's now a little bit more wide angle here, and just like in video mode in 4:3. Okay, that's basically it. That are the cameras. So far, yeah, it shoots with a 2.0 aperture, the rear camera, and you can check out the sample pictures on China devices, but the dynamic range sometimes really sucks, and it really, you see it struggles a bit sometimes with the exposure, lighting adjustment, yeah. Colors look washed out, as you can already see in preview, but if you check out the samples, then you see it doesn't really look good, also kind of a high amount of noise and blurry in the background. Okay, that is the rear camera of the UMI Fair, and don't forget to check out the sample pictures on chinadevices.com. So ladies and gentlemen, here's a quick back camera video test on the UMI Fair, and it records in 3GP, maximum only HD. And well, dynamic range looks really kind of bad sometimes, it struggles a lot with the exposure. Yeah, if you check out the lighting adjustment, well, it works, it's also not too slow, but doesn't look too good. Regarding the colors, it looks very washed out, so yeah, it's autumn, but still the colors here of the tree, that should look really tasty. For instance, on my S6 it looks incredible, but here, well, everything washed out, also kind of blurry. Let's have a look at some close-ups. So here's my camera, Panasonic Lumix GH4. Awesome camera. Well, macros look actually okay, so well, the LED flash is currently on. Maximum focusing distance, so macro distance, it's around 5 centimeters, so that's really okay, and also the details look okay. Now in preview it looks really sharp, but if you check it out on the computer it's really kind of blurry, washed out, and doesn't look so good. Okay, then let's go here into the darkroom to check out the low light performance. And I have to say it's then very noisy. The LED flash is currently on, so here you can see it. And well, the camera really gets a little bit laggy, distorts the picture completely, as you can see. So it's really kind of slow, and also, yeah, it gets very, very noisy. Alright, that's the rear camera. Yeah, unedited footage from the UMI Fair. Guys, here's a quick front-facing camera test on the UMI Fair, and well, it's a bit zoomed in, so it's not too wide angle. I hold it currently 70 centimeters away from my body, and I have very long arms. Now here, you can see it distorts just a little bit the picture when I move it fast, but not so much. But resolution looks kind of poor, colors also look kind of poor, as you can see in the background. Also turns out to be very blurry in the background. Okay face detection, but really nothing to get excited about. Now it will get the job done if you have enough light, but in low light also the front-facing camera looks kind of poor. Right guys, I just had a look at the image quality on the computer, and the rear camera shoots with a 2.0 aperture, front-facing camera 2.8 aperture. The dynamic range looks really kind of bad, colors washed out, exposure sometimes off, blurry, low light performance sucks. But well, it's an €80 phone, so what do you expect? For the low budget here, it does a okay job. It will get the job done if you have plenty of light. And the pictures are not looking really good, but just check out the sample pictures on China devices, because you know everybody rates the picture quality in a different way. But for me, well, bad, but what do you expect? Okay, we can have a look at the apps which are pre-installed here. It comes with all the Google apps pre-installed, so you don't have to worry about that. It comes with an FM radio, but you need to use your headset as antenna, and there was no headset included. Then file manager as always, emails, blah blah blah, messages, music player. And yeah, it comes pre-routed. That's a pretty cool thing. There's also Super Cleaner pre-installed. So if you, for instance, hold here the menu button, you can see there's a clean button, and sometimes, yeah, that clean app really locks up the whole system, so it makes it sometimes really a bit slow and has some high RAM consumption. So I have to say, the ROM sometimes doesn't feel so smooth, not so snappy, but it gets the job done. So really, if you're just using it for WhatsApp, Facebook and all that, it's a really okay smartphone. Alright, that's basically it. Everything that was pre-installed. You see here the launcher, very basic launcher, nothing special in here. And now I would say let's do a quick speaker test, LED flash test, GPS test, benchmarks, and after all this you will hear my final conclusion about the UMI Fair. Oh yeah, the lights are off, and now let's quickly check out the LED flash. So there we go, and yeah, here it is. And it's a dual LED flash, but it's not too strong. I mean, it hurts pretty much when I look into it. Could be a little bit stronger for the size of the LEDs. But well, it lights up here the desk 30 centimeters above the table, so regarding the strength, it's not too bad. Now regarding the color tone, it looks a little bit green or yellow, so some strange tone. It's not a really nice cool white. That's the only thing I notice. We can open up the camera and let's quickly capture here a picture to see the shutter time in complete darkness with the LED flash. And there we go. Oh well, I just had to focus, and let's press the shutter now. So that's not too bad at all. It lights up at least here the whole area, but you already see very noisy and very blurry. And also on the computer you will see pictures in complete darkness or low light. They look really bad actually on the UMI Fair, but for the price okay. As always guys, here's a quick speaker test on YouTube, no copyright sound, so let's hit the play button. And well, the speaker could be a little bit louder, so this should be maximum volume, and yes. But I have to say, it doesn't always stay at maximum volume, so it doesn't sound really good because it sounds really flat. There's absolutely no bass, but it gets the job done. And as I've said on a lot of things right now, but the speaker is okay for the price. It sounds flat, you can tweak it a bit with an equalizer, it could be a little bit louder, but yeah, it doesn't always steer, it has cracking sound, so I would say for the price of €80, it's an okay speaker. Well guys, here's a quick GPS signal test and a GPS test application, and as you can see, this looks very poor. We're here outside of the city, we have a beautiful day today, so just There are absolutely no clouds, but well, the signal looks really shitty. Inside of the town it looked even worse, so without a single green bar, and we just had a lot of yellow bars and red bars, which means really kind of bad signal. 11 satellites in view, 8 in use, pretty high accuracy of around 20 meters, and with that I mean high accuracy range, not good accuracy, so really bad accuracy. And we can have a look here at the Android's GPS test application too, and there we go. And okay, so well, as you will see just in a second, this device does not support GLONASS, so doesn't connect even to a single satellite. Now, well, not really sure why. Okay, location is actually on, but it doesn't find a fix here. Okay, let's wait a little bit. Oh snap, so with the Android's GPS test application I'm not able to get a single fix, so we're connected here to 4 out of 4 satellites, but this is definitely not enough. So well, not really sure what's going on there. Actually it has all the permission to use GPS, but somehow it doesn't find a signal at all. So we'll just jump in, do a navigation test and tell you my results here with the UMI Fair. Okay guys, I did a navigation test of Cytic offline navigation and the GPS performance is absolutely terrible. So well, GPS gets lost so easily. As you can see, I'm sometimes off the road, so left of the road, then right of the road, then somewhere stuck in nowhere, so it's really not good. GPS signal is absolutely terrible, at least here on my model. I can't speak for all the UMI Fair phones, but I have to say on this particular one, GPS absolutely sucks. So if you take a wrong road or whatever, it takes like 50 seconds to reroute you. Then also sometimes you're just stuck somewhere off the road, somewhere in the map. So I have to say GPS is almost unusable if you don't already know the road and follow it exactly. So yeah, it finds somehow a fix. Android's GPS test application didn't work at all. But yeah, GPS signal is so low that navigation is absolutely terrible. And also tracking, like for sports, I would say it won't really give you good results. Oh yeah, so the benchmarks are also finished and we score around 19,000 points in Antutu, so 18,900, and this is really not a lot. So if we check out here the ranking, you can see it's like 30-40% of the performance of a Galaxy Note 4. If we go here to info, you can see it runs Android 5.1, but only 32 bits. 64-bit is not supported. We have an HD resolution display and yeah, the MTK 6735P. And you see it says here 64-bit chipset, but somehow MTK and UMI told me the chipset can't run 64 bits. I'm not really sure. There seem to be some different MTK 6735 chipsets. Some of them can run 64 bits, some of them not. It's very confusing. But this one here, it's 32 bits only, and so far there is no 64-bit ROM. Okay, that's everything we can see here in Antutu. Then let's have a look at Geekbench. The single core score of the 1 GHz chipset is also very low, 476, and a multi-core score of 1347. Okay, UMI Fair clocks with 988 MHz and 928 MB of RAM. We can check this out here in CPU-C, so there we go, and you see sometimes applications take really long to load up. Quad-core, very high CPU load sometimes, goes up to 988 MHz. Here device info, well, nothing special in here. HD resolution display, you see it comes pre-rooted, so you have root access straight out of the box. That's a very good thing. And here the temperatures, it doesn't get hot, so oh man, this is so slow sometimes. 46, 47 degrees maximum here after the benchmarks. Also after using it, there was absolutely no overheating. Well, it's the 1 GHz chipset, so why should it overheat? We can have a look at sensor box right over here, and I just tested the sensors, but as you can see it only comes with the basic sensors. Light sensor, accelerometer, proximity sensor, sound sensor, but there's no magnetic sensor, no gyroscope, no orientation sensor. So this really sucks. The touchscreen, it's a 5-point capacitive touchscreen, but also this application here lags a lot. 5 multi-touch points, as you can see. No ghost touches so far, so the capacitive touchscreen works very good. And also there are, there's not a huge delay here. Just sometimes when the ROM lags, it lags a little bit, but it's okay. And we can have a look here at the speed test results, and I've got all those speeds here on 3G. So it pushes my phone to the limit of my contract actually, so which is 20 Mbits down. And you see we get here 19, 18.5. Upload is capped from my provider at around 4 Mbits, so also the upload is okay, and we get a very nice ping. Now when I was in the city, I had no issues to use 3G, no signal drops, that was very good. And I can't tell you if 4G is working because, well, I don't have a 4G contract, but the frequencies are in there. So if the frequency is also supported by your provider, it shouldn't be an issue at all. Okay guys, that are the benchmarks, and now I would say let's do a quick gaming test here. So yeah, gaming is really not a lot of fun on the UMI Fair, at least some intensive 3D games like Asphalt 8, and sometimes there are some huge FPS drops. I mean, yeah, you can play it, but the frame rate is not really good and it's really kind of laggy, so it's not too much fun. Now, casual games, 2D games, that's not a problem at all, but yeah, graphic intense 3D games like this one here, Riptide or Modern Combat, they're quite unplayable, so I wouldn't play any of those games on that smartphone here. You see it works, but not really good because it's only clocked at 1 GHz, 1 GB of RAM, and also the GPU is not really the best. Alright ladies and gentlemen, that's the gaming performance here on the UMI Fair. Most of the games are playable, but don't expect to get the most performance like on some high-end phones like the Galaxy S6 or whatever. So guys, we're finally here at the end of this review of the UMI Fair, and here comes my final conclusion. So well, I actually like the phone because it's very cheap, it has nice body quality and a fingerprint scanner. And also an okay battery lifetime with 3.5 hours of on-screen time. What I didn't like is that there is no notification LED. The design looks somehow a little bit strange here with that massive black bar around it. Then the performance is really low, so sometimes applications just lock up. Gaming performance is really low. GPS is almost unusable, at least here on my model. Not really sure if they fucked up something with the GPS antenna or if it's on every UMI Fair, but I have to say I did read some other reviews and I had a look at the GPS test screenshots and they also had a very low signal. So the cameras, they do the job, but they don't look really good. So if you're okay with a smartphone which has 1 day of battery lifetime, nice build quality, yeah, quite average screen, but it's very cheap, like 80 euros, then well, go for it. Now for WhatsApp, Facebook, so for the older generation I would say it's a nice smartphone. Fingerprint scanner, well, it really depends. I don't use it at all, but it's a nice feature to have. Okay, so that was my review of the UMI Fair, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Leave me a comment down below in the description, and don't forget to check out the written review on chinadevices.com. So see you soon in the next review, and bye bye.